As urban explorers, we risk our life, freedom and health while exploring the most dangerous abandoned places in the world. Here are our 10 most dangerous adventures. Number 10. An abandoned NATO command bunker in Italy.
Yo!
I went to Italy with Steven and Jaap-Jan to explore this former secret NATO command bunker. We're close, guys. So glad it isn't raining, man. Jesus, I think we would have looked like mud monsters. We put on a mask and a suit because there's a lot of mold, fungi, asbestos, and also perhaps some dangerous gases. We venture inside and immediately spot some weird type of fungus. Everywhere, so this is some hairy substance. I don't know what it is. Doesn't look too healthy. The bunker is really cool. We find some control panels and many other interesting objects which are left behind. Like these old computers with probably some confidential information on them.
What does it say?
Security notes.
This base was built during the Cold War in the 50s and served as a command post in case of a nuclear, chemical or bacteriological attack. It was built to house many people for several weeks. The place got abandoned in the mid-90s. I've never seen so much mold in a confined space.
This is a really unhealthy place. I can smell the fungus through the masks. So this is the best part, but also the most unhealthy part.
Gross. This is how my back looks after a day of exploring underground. A nice adventure to start the top 10 with. Number 9. A decommissioned cruise ferry in Greece. Frederick and I supposed to go to China in the beginning of 2020, but our trip gets cancelled just one day before departure. We decide to go on a really last-minute trip to Greece. There are a lot of decommissioned ships in an industrial bay. We know in advance it's going to be a tough mission. When we reach the bay, it looks like Mission Impossible. There are many sailing ships and the waves are choppy. Tried to arrange a boat, but failed. Looking for a place to find people with a boat. We tried to charter somebody with a little boat, but we're not able to find anyone. Even buying an inflatable boat costs us many hours, visiting countless stores. The next day we risked to sail of almost 2 kilometers, which is over a mile. Yeah, I hope it's gonna work out, man. Nobody has done this before. Fingers crossed. We know it's really dangerous, but we have no other option left to try. All these ships will be removed soon. The waves are so high that we lose our water and sleeping bags on the way to the cruise ferry.
Ja, kom er snel. Ik klim omhoog, ja. En dan die boot, dat zie ik wel wat er gebeurt. The lady drops by just when we enter this boat. Oh shit, I'm completely wet. Oh my god.
We get on board and immediately have an unpleasant surprise.
We think that somebody sleeps here.
It would not be the last.
Plans. He's well trained. Is het jou?
The ship was laid down in 1974 and sailed over the whole world under different names, like Niels Holgersson and Abel Tasman. In 1995, it was sold to Nel Lines in Greece, and they renamed the ship Theophilos. Since 2018, the ship has been laid up due to the bankruptcy of Nel Lines. Soon, the ship will be scrapped in Africa. After exploring just a small part of the ship, we got noticed and kicked off the ship. Hi. English or? Have you got a number from somebody from the company, or do they give permissions? No. Although the mission failed, it felt like a great adventure, which definitely belongs to our most dangerous adventures. Number 8. An underground ammunition factory in Albania. Located at a rural village in Albania, you can find the secret communist ammunition bunker. When Ronald and I enter the village, we're being watched by everyone. They definitely see we're not from around here, and we have to make sure we don't attract too much attention. We try to enter the underground factory from above first.
Maybe there's a staircase going down or something. Oh, you can see the bottom.
It's only when you have a death wish. Oh my god, it's really deep. We also take a look at the ammunition factory above the ground. It doesn't seem like a good idea to enter military grounds during the day, when everybody can see you. We return in the late evening. But despite it's late, there are still a lot of people outside, and we definitely catch their attention when we walk through the village. Once we're on the terrain, we wait for an hour to see if nobody comes to look for us. There is a lot of movement nearby, and dogs start to bark on every sound we make. The first part is pretty empty, and we lose a lot of time here. After some hours, climbing through small holes in the walls, we enter the factory part, which is still in a pristine state. People often ask why we whisper in some videos. Well, we whisper all the time because we really don't want to get caught. The factory doesn't go deep underground, and maybe somebody outside can hear us. We also take care where we shine our flashlights. In Albania, you don't want to get caught at a forbidden place, and totally not on military grounds. This place is crazy, and it's one of the best underground places I've ever seen. After breaking ties with the Soviet Union and China, Albania became the most isolated country in Europe. This underground ammunition factory probably closed after the fall of the communist regime in 1992. We find explosives, bullets, and even a DSHK barrel of a machine gun.
Oh my god, look what we have found.
We are really tired and decide to go back. The next day we want to return, because I have the feeling we didn't see everything and to get some better shots. Again we are spotted by some people, and we know how obvious it is that we are here again. And suddenly we see somebody walking at the entrance of the factory. People completely dressed in black are hiding on strategic positions. We consider ourselves lucky to have seen a big part and leave as fast as possible. This could have ended a lot worse. Number 7. A decommissioned warship in France. In this adventure, I'm on a trip with Frank. I want to visit a warship which is located in an active naval base.
Sounds like a cool mission, right? So military people walking already.
We have no clue how the ship looks like from the inside and if it's possible to get onto or inside the ship. We scout the area and look for possible entrances of the ship, but it looks shut tight. It's clear we can't board during the day, so we wait at the beach.
It's 10 o'clock, we want to start to paddle, but people are still partying on the boat and eating on the boat. And people are chilling at the naval school or naval base, I don't know.
Some tourists walking.
Tourists here, yeah, people chilling at the beach.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
There is ongoing activity, but at one point we just decide to go and we paddle to the ship. To my surprise, we get inside. We wait for sunrise and start to explore the ship. It's pretty busy in the harbor. We'll be stuck here for the rest of the day.
And we brought a gas and oxygen meter
to stay safe in these confined spaces. This ship is called the Quesne and is one of the 2 destroyers in the Sovereign class of the French Navy. It served from 1970 until 2007. The ship was developed to protect aircraft carriers against air and submarine attacks. It had a crew of 360 men, including 23 officers. We find a lot of interesting things, like a quite intact combat information center, a radar, a torpedo loading room, a mazurka hangar, and much more.
We still have to get back to the shore, and well, the current is luckily, I don't know, going to the shore, but it's pretty wild.
When we want to go back to the shore, the waves are choppy and there's a strong wind. I'm afraid the wind blows us directly into the naval harbor, but luckily we make it to the shore safe and unseen.
We made it!
Another adventure for in the books. Number 6. The Nicosia Airport in Cyprus. In 2018 I decided to visit Cyprus with Ilko and Alexander. It was on my bucket list for a long time. We don't see any sign of activity.
There's the target.
We get inside fairly easy. We see that the lower floor still has electricity running and it seems still in use. We go upstairs and immediately see the first patrolling car. Lucky us. This terminal is frozen in time since the Turkish army invaded Cyprus in 1974, splitting the country in 2. In between is a buffer zone controlled by the NATO. The headquarters is located on the old airport. Yes, the same area where we are right now. During our explore, the patrols around the terminal become more intense, and we have the feeling they know we are inside.
I was standing eye to eye with some military guys looking through the fences.
The expression of their faces describes the situation without any words. We decide to hide on the roof and watch the continuous patrols around the building. We're stuck. But at one point, we just have to leave. We run for our lives. It's a miracle we don't get seen.
So we're going to check a plane now.
These are bullet holes, I'm pretty sure.
When we finally think we're safe, this happens.
There's a truck right there. We're this close. Yeah, go.
There. We made it!
We celebrate our succeeded escape. Number 5. A decommissioned submarine at an active naval base. I heard about a cool submarine that is located on an active naval base in Portugal.
Wauw. Omlaag geen probleem, hoe komen we er omhoog? Holy shit, dat lijkt Mission Impossible.
We fail badly, but I don't want to give up. We have to swim. The next day, we buy some extra supplies.
Nou, hopelijk is het voldoende. Klaar voor jongen?
Zeker, ik heb mij ook aan jongens.
We are too optimistic. Navy SEALs are outside at a nearby Navy ship and we have to wait for darkness.
Het gaat koud worden, jongen. Nu al een van de vetste avonturen. High five, high five, high five. We zijn echt idioten.
We enter the submarine through a small gap.
Nice.
After making it ourselves comfortable, we explore the submarine, which is still in a pristine state. The submarine served between 1996 and 2005 and was equipped with 12 torpedo tubes and could submerge to a maximum depth of 300 meters. We get out and scene. After uploading this video, I suddenly receive a video from a Portuguese friend. Tourists invade old submarine of the Navy. Oops.
Invadem desta vez as antigas instalações da Luís Nava em Almada para passar a noite num submarino. São surpreendidos com a distância que separa a embarcação da doca.
Number 4. Cold stacked oil rigs in Scotland. In 2017, I went with Andy from the UK to some cold stacked oil rigs in Scotland. The price of crude oil is steadily declining worldwide, and as a result, many oil rigs are being decommissioned or cold stacked. Some of them are towed to this bay in Scotland. We had no information and didn't know what we would encounter, but we thought it would be fun to spend a weekend on these giant structures.
Getting close. A police boat is just passing us.
While sailing to these oil rigs, we crossed some police boats, but nobody stopped us.
No, wet and wild. Blue lights. It's good that we were hidden.
Yes.
Laying down here.
Yeah.
Everything is still in place and is an interesting place to discover.
Crazy. This is cool. Looks awesome, man. Still in perfect condition.
Oh, look here. Like a private cinema. Yeah.
Something for this evening, man. What have you found here? We found a perfect room. Alright, let's bring it on.
We have quite some fun inside, playing ping pong and billiard.
Perfect place for barbecue.
Because it's storming outside, we have a barbecue in the kitchen.
Indoor barbecue this time. It's too windy outside.
But it is, well, that's good.
We spent the night in the living quarters and climbed the tower the next day.
All of them.
After 2 days of exploring, we go back home. Several days after uploading this video, we found ourselves in the news everywhere. A police investigation started and 3 oil companies want to sue us. This video was offline for quite a while. Number 3. An aircraft cemetery in Ukraine. In 2018, Jan and I are exploring in Ukraine, pretty close to the Donetsk area, where there's a war going on. We make a quick stop to make pictures of an aircraft cemetery, where you can see a lot of old Soviet L-29 Delfin planes.
I can go easily inside. That's cool. There.
On the other side.
Huh, that's easy.
It's easy to get in the terrain. Too easy for Ukraine, where literally everything is guarded.
This looks too easy for Ukraine.
Yeah. We are not there yet.
Somebody used to sit here.
Yeah.
They still drive here, you see?
Yeah.
speed up. Active buildings.
Maybe not too close. There could be somebody in that building.
Yeah, see it. Looks active.
We see some active buildings in the distance, not knowing it's an active military base. We managed to get to the planes.
Good that they're still there. Look amazing.
This site was used to train Soviet pilots. There are about 60 L-29 Dolphins, a type that first flown in 1959. And you can also find a few Mi-2 helicopters. In the end, I want to make some pictures inside a helicopter, but I hear some noises inside. We see what we think is a copper thief.
Hello? Cable. Perfect. See
We
you.
say hi and things go completely wrong. To make a long story short, we end up at the police station. This is not unusual for us. We've been there, done that before. But when criminal investigators showed up, the atmosphere turns 180 degrees. They think we are spies from Russia and we face a lifetime in prison. I'm worried. After hours and hours of being interrogated, they have a doubt about why we were on a so-called secret military base, but decide to let us go. This was definitely my closest call for a lifetime in prison. Number 2, the Fukushima exclusion zone. In 2017 and 2019, I went with Frederick to the exclusion zone around Fukushima to document the real aftermath of the terrible disaster. A 9.1 magnitude earthquake caused a tsunami, which caused 3 nuclear meltdowns. It's a disaster zone, not just a ghost town. Many people died and whole towns had to be evacuated.
We zijn gewoon vertrokken. Niks meegenomen.
En weer al die kalender hè, op maart.
2011.
It was the most touching explored to this day. We had no information at all when we went and decided to scout the area first. The only open road through the red zone that time is Road 6.
We zijn nu in de rode zone. Dat is wel maf om te zien. Hè. De enige weg die er doorheen gaat. Je ziet het ook, 2,45 microsievert per uur. Bij ons is het 0,015. Alles langs de straat is het overwoekerd. Je kunt nergens stoppen, je mag ook nergens stoppen. Overal staan hekken met mensen erbij. Dan kom je alleen met de juiste papieren binnen. Ja, die hebben we natuurlijk niet. Dus we hebben weer ergens geparkeerd. Kijken of er iets gebeurt. En de politie rijdt gewoon door.
Ja, ze draaien.
Ja?
Yep.
It turned out to be a tough explore because we couldn't park the car unnoticed. We even got problems in accessible zones. People who saw us called the police immediately. We had to explore really carefully. When you get caught inside the red zone, you risk a high fine and imprisonment.
Ja, omdat de mensen niet kunnen ruiken thuis.
Want in Nederland was het al lang helemaal leeggeplunderd.
In België ook.
What made it even more difficult is that we couldn't stay in hotels during our first visit, so we had to sleep in the car every night. Our mission was to go deep inside the red zone, but we found out there are too many cameras and sensors, and we wouldn't stay unnoticed in our white suits.
Het is echt lastig.
So the next trip, we were prepared and dressed like black ninjas.
Ja.
In the middle of the night, we hiked to the center of the red zone on train tracks to find out most of the buildings were demolished and the whole zone was being renovated. We almost get spotted by the patrolling police on our way back, so it was time for plan B. We picked a few interesting looking buildings in the red zone to explore. In some cases, it was impossible to wear a mask because we would be noticed immediately. This way we risked to inhale radioactive particles. Unfortunately, it was hard to get around during the day, so we could only see 1 or 2 buildings a day. As said before, this was by far the most touching explore ever. It probably shortened our life expectation, but it was an adventure to never forget. Number 1. The Baikonur Cosmodrome. In 2017, I went to Kazakhstan with Frederick, Jan and Morten to visit the Buran space shuttles and rocket, which are located inside abandoned hangars at the Baikonur Cosmodrome, the oldest space facility in the world. It's located on an active Russian military base. It's one of the trickiest missions so far and we prepare for months. You don't want to get caught here.
Dagen onderweg geweest voor dit. Voor één locatie.
Dat is dag 3 hè? Ene dag 3 al ja.
Ja.
And still need to walk many miles into the desert. All goes easy until we hear 3 gunshots and see a car in the distance with lights on. At that moment I think, what the hell am I doing here? But because we couldn't return anytime soon, we decide to continue. While hiking, we find this booby trap and we're glad we didn't proceed with our car. We would have been stuck. We have to climb and crawl the last 3 miles to get to the hangar.
We need to go inside as fast as possible, but there's no easy entrance.
We finally get inside. The moment we shine our lights on the shuttle for the first time is priceless. It's a moment I'll never forget.
Damn.
Ik zie eruit als een zombie. Maar dat zit me echt helemaal niks, jongen. Dat is dus echt helemaal niks het mooiste. Wakker worden naast dit.
We explore in 2 teams. One team stays on the roof to keep an eye on the surrounding, while the other group explores the hangar.
Some security patrolling.
We have to watch out.
Armed soldiers also patrol inside these hangars. We often have to hide because cars parked nearby, or we hear strange noises. There are 2 shuttles in this hangar. One is a prototype and the other shuttle was finished for 78%. The Buran project, which was the most expensive space project in the Russian history, was halted after the fall of the Soviet Union.
We have to hide again many times.
What people don't know is that we also went to see the rocket, which is located in another hangar. It was a tricky mission, sneaking to the building by day. This is the only picture I took at dusk with my phone, because my SD cards were suddenly corrupt. Risking your life and then come back with a phone shot. Also, 30% of my video footage was corrupt when I got home. Really frustrating, but still, it was one of the best trips ever. Of course, it doesn't stop here. Many more adventures are coming up. Recently, we discovered an untouched bunker on military grounds by example.
And we just put tape on the camera. So we will go back in a few days and see if the tape is still there. It's convenient when you know cameras don't work.
After getting inside, we ventured into the unknown. So subscribe to our channel and stay tuned about our future adventures.
Like here, you can see how rusty it is. I hope I survived this, man. Oh my god. Oh.
Some of our riskiest missions can be uploaded, so become a Patreon to see exclusive footage. Thanks a lot for watching our most dangerous adventures.